Okay, moving on to agenda item number 3, member items, announcements, and correspondence. Chairman McBeath, Informational. Commissioners may present emergent items. No action may be taken by the Commission. Any item requiring Commission action may be scheduled on a future Commission agenda. The Commission will review and may discuss correspondence sent or received by the Commission since the last regular meeting and may provide copies for the exhibit file. Commissioners may provide hard copies of their correspondence for the written record. Correspondence sent and received by Secretary and Mayor will also be discussed. So anyway, do we have any members that have any items that they'd like to discuss this morning? Okay, Commissioner Houp, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to read some correspondence I got from a gentleman in Utah. I'd like to read it into the record, and I'll give a copy to Suzanne to post. Okay, this is from Utah. Thanks to the efforts of sportsmen across the state the last 45 days, it looks very promising going into the Utah legislature that started yesterday and ends March 7th, that Utah will see a dramatic increased effort to reduce coyotes and rebuild Utah's deer herd. In a meeting yesterday, Utah Director of Wildlife Resources, or Utah Division of Wildlife Resources Director Jim Karpowitz proposed this. Number 1, continue the aerial gunning of coyote pairs in the spring with $470,000. Better efforts will be made to target paired coyotes. Number 2, hire 5 full-time non-biologists, regional coyote trappers, and trapping coordinators. Job requirements, proven track record of knowing how to kill coyotes, and teach and motivate thousands of sportsmen to join the effort. Every day the job is to wake up and kill coyotes, and additionally teach other sportsmen how to trap, snare, and otherwise kill coyotes. These full-time people would also coordinate county bounty programs and help target and measure, hopefully, increased fawn survival. These coordinators will also come up with some new and creative efforts to get sportsmen out killing coyotes. Number 3, have some current Division of Wildlife Resources employees participate in coyote control efforts while doing spring and fall counts, etc. Number 4, see the 1 million coyote bounty below. Since it is not in the current governor's budget submitted on December 8th, the bounty money will have to come from legislative leaders like Senator Hickens and Okerlund, who take the governor's budget and tweak it. I also think the governor, after the meeting in Cache and having aides see the turnout at other meetings and realizing the need, will be supportive. So the new piece of the puzzle, see number below. 5, with the help of sportsmen, obtain $1 million in additional funds to pay a $50 coyote bounty. This would lead to 20,000 dead coyotes, a dramatic increase in coyote kill. Let me give you some numbers. Last year, after seeing the dismal fawn survival on 4 central Utah deer units, Pavement, Boulder, Beaver, the director sent an additional $100,000. The director spent an additional $100,000 on coyote control. Fawn survival from 2010 to 2011 went from approximately 43 fawns per 100 to 62 per 100. It is estimated that there are 80,000 coyotes in Utah. Last year, it is estimated that the government professional trappers took 4,000 coyotes. This program would stay the same, but it would be better targeted at fawning areas. $1 million for a $50 bounty would result in 20,000 dead coyotes, plus all the coyotes taken by 5 full-time coyote killers from the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources, plus all the coyotes taken by arrow gunning, 470,000, in the spring on deer winter ranges. It will still take a lot of effort to see all this come to pass. I am sure there will be some resistance to the legislation from anti-hunters and from occupied deer hunters. After an hour of really looking at data and discussing this, I think proposal, if implemented year in and year out, will drive populations of coyotes down and allow for increased deer survival, thus a 2 or 3 times in deer population. Thank you. That's for
Thank you, Commissioner Howell. Commissioner Drew?
Yeah, just one quick item, and Ken, this may be a question for you, but I was contacted by an individual who I'm proud to say is serving our country. He actually had drawn an early 072, 074 early rifle elk hunt last year and had to defer his tag because he was actively deployed. And the question was, what happens if we change that season to a muzzleloader season? So I don't know if that's something we can answer today, but I would like that answered before we take action on that tomorrow, if at all possible.
We'll have to think that through.
That's what I said.
Okay, any other, Commissioner Trump?
Mr. Chairman, just for note of information for everyone here, tomorrow morning, I meant tomorrow morning, but tomorrow at noontime during lunch break, a gentleman that's also related to this coyote project, Mr. Don Pay, is going to speak during our lunch break here tomorrow. So you're all welcome to go ahead and stay for that if you'd like to.
Commissioner Shrum contacted me, and well, actually at the CAB meeting we talked about this, and I saw no problem with if he wants to go ahead and talk to us, and I didn't see an issue with that. I hope that's not a problem. Anybody see a problem with that?
Depends. I think if, as long as you don't have deliberations, you don't make any decisions, take no action, I don't see that there's
Yeah, no, this,
unless the DAG's.
let's just, we'll qualify that then. The commission will listen, and that's all that we'll do. We'll have no discussion, but we will listen to his presentation. So, those who want to, it's completely voluntary. There may be commissioners that head out to the floor, to see the show, and so I don't know how big his audience will be, but anyway, it's not mandatory at all. Go ahead, Commissioner Trump.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, the gentleman wasn't able to contact us in time to get it on the agenda, and his schedule is so busy tomorrow, he can't wait around for the comment period. And so we asked him if he could be here at noon. He said yes, he would. And Chairman McBeath said that would be okay, so that's what we're going to do then.
Yeah. Okay, Commissioner Rain.
Thank you. Several things. First, I'd had significant correspondence on several issues, including various mule deer issues, the trapping, the greater trapping issue and bear issue. I've had a chance to peruse all of them with a couple exceptions I dug out of my spam folder the morning before I came to this meeting. So I have gotten that, and I'm thinking that most people have, and it should be part of the record. I believe that the general Endow email was on most of those. Also, I did have a question from someone, and perhaps at some point this meeting or later come up with wanting to know what the cost of this location versus other locations that we've been talking about before that were possibly free. $10, maybe this one is, this location is as well, such as Masonic Lodge, and other than why this was chosen, whether this was free here or not. Also, I've also been reading a lot of interesting stuff and sent to me specifically on the mule deer issue, and that is in reference to mostly stuff that's very progressive action being done over in the state of Utah, and it's proactive versus reactive. Hopefully the department has been looking at that. Seems that they've been, the most unique of any states, and there's been several different actions. It appears that perhaps there's some efforts there that we could learn from and perhaps mirror in the future. Thank you.
Okay. Any other commissioners? I have one item. I get sent to me, I'm not a paying customer, but I get this the document that comes, this publication that comes out of Idaho. It's called The Outdoorsman, and it has various articles in it. And I usually peruse it, and if I see something I think I want to read, I go ahead and read it. And there's an article in here with regard to wolves, and specifically with regard to a disease called, let me find the word, Hydatid disease, Hydatid disease. And what struck me about this first is the person who was bringing the issue to to this publication, a gentleman by the name of Valerius Geist. And if you have been reading magazines and publications as long as I have, and I'm sure a lot of the others here as well, I believe that he is one of the preeminent mule deer biologists in probably the world. I think he's out of Canada. And so I imagine he has a little bit of knowledge about these kind of issues. And what I'd like to do is, if we could maybe give this to our veterinarian, Perry Wolf, and maybe, I don't know if March would be too soon, but get some kind of an informational report on this disease. And the reason I'm interested in it is because states, under the 10th Amendment and their rights to basically control public health and safety, that is a state right. If what is being said about this particular disease with regard to wolves is accurate, I'd like to know, what the potential is for this disease, and it basically is a risk. It sounds like it's a potential risk to the human population, and so I'd like to, see if there's anything there. Because this article is actually attacking the Idaho Fish and Game, and they're dealing with that disease, and so I'm not taking sides. I'd just like it'd just be nice to get a little bit of information on this and see if there's anything to it.
Yeah, it's already done. In fact, I thought I'd forward it to you. I'll make sure. But Ken Mayer, for the record, Oregon did a full evaluation of that, because they have with 4 packs now, and that was a real main issue. And the literature that I read that they put together analysis was that there's lots of other animals out there that carry that. So do the wolves carry it? Yes, but whether the wolves are there or not, the disease is still prevalent. So, but Perry's got that all information together, and we'll have her do a little presentation.
Okay, yeah, just an informational item, maybe in the March meeting.
I might say, just got an email, OR7 got to the 15 miles from Nevada, I think looked across the border and thought it was a little too dry, not enough in the lunch pail, so headed back north in Modoc County. So,
good. Okay, any other commissioners with any other member items? Okay, seeing none.